I'm Mark Sardella. Today is July 30th, 2008, and this is Local Energy News, bringing you news from around the world with a focus on policies and practices that are helping or inhibiting your community's efforts to build local self-reliance in energy. And now the news. Crude oil prices are back where they were 8 weeks ago. Over the past 2 months, oil prices climbed from $122 per barrel to $145, and they're back at $122 again. Price instability of this magnitude hasn't been seen since the Iranian Revolution of 1979, and instability in the Middle East appears to be a factor this time as well. According to the Statistical Review of World Energy from British Petroleum, the Middle East holds 61% of the world's remaining proven oil reserves. Legendary oil billionaire T. Boone Pickens is in the news lately as he promotes his plan to make America independent from foreign oil. The Pickens plan calls for a vast network of wind turbines to be installed in a corridor stretching from the Texas Panhandle to North Dakota. Generating all that electricity from wind would free up the natural gas currently being used to generate electricity, allowing us to use it to run our cars, according to the plan. Critics say Pickens' energy plan is providing cover for another plan being developed by the oil baron. Pickens is hoping to pump billions of gallons of water from an aquifer beneath the Texas Panhandle and ship it to Dallas and other major cities as drinking water. The power line corridors for his wind project, to be created by seizing private property through eminent domain, would also serve the $1.5 billion water project. Other critics of his plan question the wisdom of switching our driving addiction from oil dependence to natural gas. The production of natural gas in the U.S. has been declining since 1971. And finally, in local news, a group in Santa Fe convened last Friday as part of a grassroots effort to provide input to the Democratic Party platform. The meeting was organized by local volunteers for Barack Obama as part of a nationwide initiative by the Obama campaign to solicit planks for the party's energy and environmental platform. Among the recommendations sent to the Democratic Party leaders from Santa Fe was a call to make the U.S. electric power grid public and then use it as the centerpiece of an economic revival plan. The group also called for a feed-in tariff law at the federal level to reward independent producers of electricity from renewable sources, and it rejected the so-called revenue decoupling programs that guarantee utility revenue streams even as customers reduce their purchases of electricity. Under a law passed this year, electricity customers in New Mexico began paying a surcharge on their monthly electric bills to make up for declining revenues resulting from energy efficiency. Revenue decoupling programs are the latest in a long series of egregious schemes designed to prop up an electric utility industry that is long overdue for restructuring. Such programs are the brainchildren of respectable-sounding organizations like the Edison Electric Institute and the Electric Power Research Institute, whose memberships are made up of our nation's most powerful electric utility companies. Both organizations are now chaired by the same man, Jeff Sturba, who is also the head of P&M, New Mexico's largest investor-owned utility. New Mexico passed a utility revenue decoupling bill earlier this year under logic that went something like this. Electric utility companies earn their revenues from the sale of energy, but as consumers become more efficient, sales decline. Therefore, helping consumers become more energy efficient is counter to the utility's interest. To fix that, we simply decouple the revenues of the utility from the amount of energy purchased by their customers. Once this decoupling is in effect, the utility can then set up energy efficiency programs to help their customers use less energy. The cost for the utility-run efficiency programs are paid by customers through surcharges on their utility bills, and the utility is also entitled to collect money to pay for lost revenues resulting from selling less energy. Does that make sense? The logic was good enough to receive the endorsement of the Obama campaign. His energy platform specifically endorses revenue decoupling and promises grants and other assistance to states that implement them. But here's another perspective. The real name for such programs should be revenue guarantees. As residents of a community begin to suffer from higher energy costs, the most powerful tools they have are to reduce energy use or switch to a different energy source. Either option should reduce the flow of energy dollars leaving the community to pay the electric company. But with a revenue decoupling law in place, the savings enjoyed by one resident is simply billed by the utility to the other residents, pitting one community member against another and ensuring that the community as a whole continues handing over large sums of money to the utility. As utility prices rise, the sums of money get bigger no matter what the residents do to reduce their use. We must hope that revenue guarantee laws like the one passed this year in New Mexico will be the overreach that wakes us up to the perverse power of monopoly electric utilities. Our revenue guarantee law was, in fact, cited by Santa Fe County Commissioner Paul Campos as one of his reasons for the initiative to create a public power entity in Santa Fe. And public ownership of power lines is probably the best of our remaining options for curbing the abuse of our political system by electric utilities. As our country spirals deeper into economic hardship, the potential to create jobs, renewable energy, and other benefits from taking the electric power grid public and operating it in the public interest are simply too big to ignore. For more on how you can help create public power infrastructures that promote local self-reliance in electricity, check out our website at localenergynews.org. I'm Mark Sardella. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.